Morning guys, welcome to day 2. Actually I started about 4 hours ago, but just with some design, and then I went to Lowe's to pick up a few more materials. I've been playing with the hatches that I got just to make sure they're going to work like I want them to. This is big enough to actually be a hatch for a rod locker. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but micro bass boat, you got a limited space. So we're going to go with those anyway. I've got a few more hatches for day boxes and baits. And then the only one that I'm concerned about is my battery compartment and whether or not these hatches are big enough to get the 48 volt battery in it that I would like to use with my Navy 3.0 or the Navy 6.0 e-propulsion electric motor. So we're still working on that. I've got help coming. Nathan's coming back today to help. My son Josh is coming. He's going to help some today. And then hopefully by the end of today, this looks like a boat. So I'll stick around. While I was waiting on my help to get here, I decided to put the transverse ribs together and make sure all my outside cuts lined up properly. This boat is going together much like a puzzle, a wooden puzzle. So I've cut my notches for the longitudinal supports. There's going to be one by 4 down each keel. There's going to be a 1 by 4 around the gunnel. I'm just trying to make sure everything's going to fit like it should. We modified a jig to hold the transom in place, put all of the transverse ribs in. The jig wedged them in with some scrap pieces of cutoff and just try to get everything to line up. Now here's where we're placing the 1 by 4 for the gunnels, gluing that in with the Thixo epoxy. Got both of those installed. Still trying to make sure the boat's relatively square. We started pretty close to being perfectly square, but just making sure. Now we're cutting the longitudinal inside the gunnel and the rib that goes all the way to the deck. And this one was a little tight, so we had to knock it back out, trim it just a hair, and then it pops in perfectly. The strength of this boat is going to be from the way it gets put together. This is built with 5mm plywood, which is less than a 1/4 inch. So I'm counting on my design skills to make sure this boat doesn't fall apart in the water. We're headed in the right direction. Lots of trimming, touch up. This is where the guys are gluing up with the Thixo epoxy. We've gotten all of the joints filled and we've done fillets, the small fillets. Now we're working in the tunnel area, trying to get everything glued up to where it stays where it's supposed to be. Again, the strength is going to be the design and the epoxy. This Thixo epoxy is got a 1,200 foot-pound rip strength, so it'll tear this plywood apart before the actual glue is going to come apart. And now we're doing a final trim out for the 1 by 4s down the bottom of the 2 keels for the pontoons.
Myself and I with my glasses.
Okay, it's recording.
Yep.
So lunchtime, day 2, and we almost have a hull. We've got the ribs in place. We got the longitudinal ribs in, 2 of them. We've got the tunnel, and it's looking like a boat. What do you say?
Upside down, yeah.
It's an upside down boat, yeah. Right now it looks more like an upside down bathtub. Large bathtub, but it's getting there. So y'all stick around. When I came back from lunch, I decided I didn't like the curve of the bow using the 1 by 4, so we're going a different way with that. I'm going to build some actual ribs out of laminated 5mm plywood, and I'll build a curve in there. But that was a pretty good day for us, considering we'd never built a boat before. Well guys, that's it for today. We made some changes to the bow, got the tunnel glued in, got the ribs back up, started to get some more longitudinal support in. Didn't get as far as we wanted to today, but just a good stopping point. We gotta wait and let the screws set, and then we'll be back at it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.